The food shelf is an emergency food shelf, and its role is to provide food to people who are experiencing food insecurity. And we provide access to food once a month, and it's based on the size of the family. Last year we served about 44,000 people from 13,000 families, and distributed almost 1 million pounds of food, which has a value of about $1.8 million to the community. So for every dollar that is given to the food shelf, we provide $4 back to the community. Anybody that's malnourished is going to be suffering from chronic illnesses. That's going to increase cost. We estimate 1 out of 7 kids in Bemidji is suffering from some form of food insecurity. Well, for people wanting to access this, it's really one that you don't need any documentation. You don't even need to say where you live. It is income-based, but at this point it's 300% of the poverty line, so quite a few people qualify. So that's usually not a barrier. When people come here, they get to select their food based on family size. We also have about a 5-acre garden or farm that we produce produce that we distribute in the food shelf in the fall during harvest. And we produce about 20,000 pounds a year of tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, peppers. We feel that it plays a pretty critical role both in the standpoint of sustainability, and we are producing some of our foods. One, in the state of Minnesota, when you show up at a food shelf, you're considered a resident. There's no restriction per se on going to another community's food shelf. What we have for where we find people that are coming would be Cass, Hubbard, Clearwater, Beltrami. Food shelf is open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 to 3. Check our website. We encourage people to come in and access food if they need it.
WIC is a federal nutrition program. It runs through the USDA. WIC stands for Women's, Infants, and Children. It's a nutrition program that serves pregnant and postpartum women, infants up to age 1, and children up to age 5. The services we provide are appointments where we do nutrition assessments. Those eligible receive a food prescription package, so an amount of food monthly of healthy foods that are tuned to their nutritional needs. And there are income requirements for eligibility, so we serve a lower income population. There is a WIC agency in every county in Minnesota. Beltrami has their own WIC agency, and then North Country covers the 3 counties of Hubbard, Lake of the Woods, and Clearwater. There's a lot of information online. You can go to the Minnesota Department of Health website and find information on WIC clinics. You can also fill out kind of a preliminary screening form to see if you're eligible. Once you are enrolled in WIC, you're given a card. So it's like a credit card that you receive that holds your benefits for the month. So WIC benefits, generally speaking, for children and women, you receive dairy products each month, so that's milk, cheese, and yogurt. You receive whole grain items, so that can be whole grain bread, brown rice, whole grain pasta. There's some options there for you. Eggs, peanut butter or beans, and then you get a cash value amount for fresh, frozen, or canned fruits and vegetables. Once those benefits are loaded onto the card, you can go to any grocery store that is a WIC vendor, and most of them do advertise like WIC accepted here. WIC is a gold standard public health program. It started in 1970. It has improved the health and nutrition of millions and millions of women and children over the years. When you're on a limited budget and you're trying to feed your children right, it kind of gives you a lot of information on how to use your budget to feed your children well and feed yourself well.